Good afternoon and welcome. It is Tuesday and I am Sally Munro with Century 21, your local Edmonton and area real estate agent for the past 40 years. And what a glorious Tuesday in our big, beautiful city of Edmonton. And I had some news yesterday. I ventured out onto the golf course, just only got a few holes, in. But I hadn't been on a golf course in so many years. I wasn't sure if I could actually get the ball off the tee box. So anyway, in the end, before the storm came, but it was more, actually the cool thing was a lot of fun just reconnecting to old friends. And the 19th hole was probably the most fun. So thank you, ladies, for encouraging me to come out there. It was really a lot of fun, and I actually left feeling elated that I could actually get the ball off the first tee box, right? And as usual, same old habits. Of course, we were only supposed to arrive there maybe 15 minutes before due to the COVID rules, but that worked out. And because of all the rain, of course, power carts weren't allowed yesterday, which was fine. And so I'm encouraged to maybe try to find time to get out onto the golf course again. We've been fortunate to be members of the Derrick Golf and Winter Club for many, many years, and it's in excellent shape. So get out and get those things swinging. I must say this morning, I discovered a few other muscles that I forgotten I had. But it's Tuesday, and we'd like to bring you a little update on what's going on in the mortgage world. So joining me today for a few minutes, I know that he's hit the links. Let's welcome John Cliff. Hi, John.
Sally, how are you?
I'm really good. It's good to see you.
Excellent.
Now, I know you ventured out onto the golf course. So did you have a good time last week?
I did. I took a friend for his birthday to the Northern Bear, and it was a lot of fun. The mosquitoes were pretty aggressive, though.
The mosquitoes were huge.
Yeah,
for sure.
Those prairie mosquitoes.
Well, it's part of the beautiful ambiance of Alberta, right?
Yeah.
The minute the sun went down, and of course the clouds rolled in yesterday. Yeah, there they were. But
big storms. Hope our friends in Calgary are doing okay.
I sure hope so. I feel really bad. Northeast Calgary really got pummeled. And I think that, they've had, according to what I've heard, that devastation is amazing. It's probably billions of dollars worth of damage.
Yep. Big hailstones, stones apparently the size of softballs. So you got to duck and run when that comes.
Do you want to know what's always quite amazing for me?
Yeah.
Nobody got hurt, and I always just think, praise be that nobody got hurt, because that insurance can't replace that.
Yeah.
And I saw the damages to cars, and wow, totally written off. So, well, I can only imagine what the insurance industry is feeling, right? Every time they turn around, I think Calgary just probably, what was it, 5 years ago, or that massive flooding they had. How long ago was that? So that, I think they're just really finishing up some of that. It's no different than the devastation in Fort McMurray and some of these things. But it could be worse. It could be worse. Would you agree? Could be worse. There are other places on the planet where it's worse.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you never know, right? With the weather and things like the pandemic, you just don't know what's around the corner. So enjoy your time.
Yeah, and lives weren't lost in this, so that's fantastic. Things can be replaced. So, speaking of replacing, and let's talk about money and mortgages. You have some news to share with us today.
Sure. Well, we talked last time about the proposed tightening of the rules by CMHC, where they're going to make it more difficult for you to buy a home and reduce your purchasing power by around 10-11%. So we were just waiting to hear the reaction of the other two major insurance companies, Genworth and Canada Guarantee.
Right.
And thankfully, they're going to continue to support Canadians in their quest for home ownership, and they're not going to be following suit. They think that their guidelines and their rules are fine as they are, and they don't believe that there's any real reason to tighten anything up. So thankfully, we have some choice here in Canada between the three insurance companies. And it's going to give people, a continued opportunity to take advantage of these super low prices and super low interest rates. And, we're starting to see a lot of younger people coming out and saying, yeah, I think it's time to get a starter level entry home, take advantage of these low rates and low prices, and go from there.
Well, I agree with seeing more activity in the market. And it's a very good time for, hang on one second, I'm hearing some reverb. It's really a great time for younger buyers to get into the marketplace. The interest rates, I think I'm still seeing rates of 2% for 5 years and 2 3/4. I guess depending on the insurance level or the down payment level, it fluctuates a little bit. But I'm always trying to remind people, don't just focus on the rate. It's the product, right? That's right for you.
Yeah, especially, depending on what your future plans are, it's easy to get caught up in the interest rate race. And yes, we do have some phenomenal rates. We've got under 2% for some variable rate products. We've got right around 2% for fixed rates. We always have unpublished promos where you can call us and find out what the latest greatest is. But you're absolutely right. If you don't really pay attention to the penalty clauses and the specific features of the mortgage you're getting, you may run into a surprise, say 2.5 years later. Let's say you get transferred with work, or you're trying to upgrade, or anything that could change. And I believe on average, the average Canadian mortgage changes roughly every 2 to 3 years. So it really makes sense to take a close look at those features, how they calculate the penalty, and really design a solution for yourself that's going to give you the most flexibility. And you're going to get a low rate anyway, but to try to get the absolute lowest rate without paying attention to the other aspects of the mortgage, as we've seen in the news lately, it can come back to haunt you down the road.
No, I agree. There's a lot of choices and a lot of products, and there can be a lot of confusion. So that's where I'm always encouraging people to reach out to you. You have a lot of experience, you and Brad, and just to ask a lot of questions, because right now I've got a couple of situations where we're selling the homes and we really needed to find out what the payout penalty is, because it made a big difference, right? So right now we're currently a part in that negotiation by the payout penalty. And if you don't have enough money to close the sale, even if it's a small amount, it can be quite devastating in moving on. So we about 11:30 last night, we're still trying to bring the two things together. So hopefully it'll come together today. But when the client finally got the payout penalty, but I wanted it in a form of an email, okay? Because sometimes even if they make mistakes calculating it, it doesn't matter. In the end, it's whatever they say it is, right? So it's pretty hard. But I did talk to you earlier this week. Some banks will. I mean, if you're refinancing or you're selling to purchase something else, sometimes they'll give you a discount on the penalty, yes or no. Is that correct?
Yeah, so everything is negotiable, as I say, and we have some of our lenders that we really like that they get it. Like even though a mortgage is technically portable, some people say, well, I'm not worried about the rate or the payout penalty because I can port it. Well, there's some nuance in there that a lot of people might miss. For example, if you're porting a mortgage, you have to keep, if it's an insured product, you have to keep the existing remaining amortization. So let's say you'll only have 16 years left amortization, and you're going to port that, you have to keep that amortization. So if you're trying to upsize, you might not qualify anymore keeping a low amortization like that, which creates a high payment. So even though the mortgage is portable, that feature hardly ever gets used. So, it is important to talk to your lender about the penalty, talk to people like us before you pick your mortgage. But we do have some lenders that will give you a discount on the penalty, even though you're not porting it. If you come back to them, they get it, right? And but like I say, not all lenders are the same, and that's why it's good to look around, get a second opinion. If you want to go and talk to a whole bunch of lenders on your own, feel free to do that. But you can save a lot of time and potentially some mistakes by dealing with a mortgage broker who's got that experience and has pretty much seen a lot of different situations and circumstances. And there's a pretty good chance you're going to fit into one of those.
That's true. And also it avoids having one too many credit bureaus pulled.
That's true too. So we just pull it, once, and we can recycle that if we have to talk to multiple lenders. And so that's a very good point. Yeah, it's going to reduce that as well.
Okay, so 0.29 for 5 years insured, closing in 45 days. Is that an opportunity still available to buyers in the marketplace?
2.14 now.
Whoa.
They keep going down.
Wow. So what about, okay, so let's talk about the credit score for 1 minute. I know that CMHC's requirements now is one of the borrowing party has to have a credit score of 680. Is that
680, yeah.
So when we talk about Genworth and
they're still minimum it would be 600.
Wow.
So
okay.
it's but the score isn't the whole picture. So
that's not the whole picture, but it's the start. It's a one of the boxes.
Yeah. So that's another reason to work with a broker is we're going to go to bat for you. So everybody's credit report is different, and it's not just the score, it's circumstances. Maybe you're new, you're a student just starting work and you don't have that history. Maybe you had a life event where you had to miss some payments, and so we're willing to go to bat and explain your situation to our underwriters, and find an underwriter that's willing to push that make sense button and make it work. So that's another reason that you'll have someone in your camp to go to bat for you, and we're highly motivated to make sure that you get the solution you're looking for.
Well, that's true. Someone advocating on your behalf, that's really important. So the new qualifying rate is still set at 4.94%.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. So with the ability to have options for insurance, that's a positive, right?
Yeah.
And despite the market's about supply and demand, and I've said this before, in some neighborhoods there really isn't anything for sale, and in others there's too many for sale. So I think it gives buyers and sellers tons of flexibility as we move forward and find our way of getting things done. So we're thankful that you're here today. It's what I call Thankful Tuesday. And the more we know, the more we grow. I mentioned that last Thursday, and Leo liked that a lot. So we're going to start saying that. It's true. The more we know, the more we grow.
I agree. I agree. And, educating yourself is a good thing. And, coming to folks like us to help educate you. I always like that saying, if I got 0.5% smarter every year, I'd be a genius by the time I died.
Oh my God. Yeah,
not anymore though.
The other day, and one of the neat things about living in our country is, if you decide to switch your career after 30 years in something else, you actually could go back to school. You could aspire to get a PhD in anything if you wished, right? So it's just really taking action and the ability to want to learn more. So we're blessed that way, I think, so yeah, up until you go, you keep on learning and keep on doing. So the more we know, the more we grow. And, it's kind of interesting that we've all been here for over 3 months. You know that, right? It's crazy. Can you hear?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it over 3 months? Of course it is over 3 months.
I've lost track of time. I've missed a couple of haircuts along the way, I think.
I'm not quite ready to go there. I know a lot of things are open, and in talking to various different people, a lot of people are not comfortable yet with certain things, and a lot of people are. So, as yesterday I reminded people, just continue. If you're having social functions or whatever, just invite everybody. And let people decline for their own reasons, and not that they have to explain.
Yeah, I agree. One of my astronomy friends put out a post the other day that, attested to that as well, saying, some people want to wear a mask, some people don't. Well, just, either way, be kind to them. Everybody's going to have their own issues. And maybe you're scared, maybe you're not scared. But I mean, now is not the time to judge other people. Now is the time to just show kindness and compassion and, let's all help each other get all through this.
It's true. It's true. But it's no judging. No judging. It's what your comfort level is, right? So I want to thank you, John, for being here with us today and giving us this beautiful condensed Coles Note version. As we move forward, I finished my 21 minutes for 21 days. And I must say, sometimes it was longer than 21 minutes. It depends on the subject matter, but it's really just a conversation. And I always am appreciative of you and Brad and how attentive you are and how responsive you are to the clients, chop. And you're always trying different ways of looking at, you have to look at, not everybody's the same. I've always said that.
Nobody.
So every client's needs are so different.
Yeah.
And I know that everyone you guys talk to and touch, you really empower them and enlighten them, right? So there's always ways. I've always said, if you guys can't do it, nobody can. How's that? That's another good one. Yeah. If Brad and I can't get it done, nobody can. And
all right.
Yeah. Thanks very much for being here.
Okay? Peace, everybody.
All right. Peace. And stay well. Okay.
You too. Take care.
Right. Bye. Thank you so much. Have a great day. So that was our favorite John Cliff and his partner Brad from the Mortgage Center. They keep us well informed on what's going on in the mortgage financing world in Canada. And of course, they can actually do a file across the country. So I want to thank you all for being here today, and I will see you tomorrow live from wherever I happen to be. Take care of yourselves. God bless you all. And the more we know, the more we grow. And don't forget to visit my website at sallymunro.com. Yep, and take a look at all the wonderful homes that we have available. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of this day. Bye for now. See you tomorrow.